Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders. Salutations and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the children of Israel, people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent. Okay, Israelite foreigners as well, scattered amongst the heathen nations. And it may look like the heathen nations, but are Israelites through their father's side. And you awkward to humble yourself. Peace and shalom. All right, and this is an example of what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua was speaking of when he called them in an adulterous generation. He called them an adulterous generation. This is the reward of being in an adulterous generation. We're STDs in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana, and this isn't just the Midwest. I mean, this is just the Babylonian way, period. You know, just being promiscuous and just everyone's literally sleeping with everyone. You know, but their reward's coming. And let me dive into these scriptures quick. Grab one of these precepts. Like I said, this is exactly what he was referring to, who he's referring to. Exactly. These people are ungodly. They're lawless. You know. Let me see if I can spell this correctly. Adulterous. Okay, Matthew. A wicked. Matthews 12 and 39. But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. All right, for as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is here. Okay? Adulterous generation. Slacky, hold on. Wherefore, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. And that's the world. You know, that's the world that are literally ashamed of these words, man, of his commandments, his laws, statutes, and commandments, which you have in your power and ability to uphold. You know, there are some we have we have all the power in the world to prevent us from going off. You know, and especially these foul ass men that, you know, that looks for an opportunity to lay with the next woman. No matter if she's married, have a husband with children at home or not. They call that what? Home wreckers. They even refer to women as home wreckers, man. They call them home wreckers. They have all the power to uphold his law, statutes, and commandments. You know, those of the laws and statutes and commandments that we can. And adulteress is definitely one that you have all the power and control to prevent yourself from that sin. You can prevent yourself from committing adultery. Filthy and foul, man. And look at this. And this is all across this nation. Just the last couple of weeks, they were all focused on what was that? Houston, Texas. How they were speaking of all the diseases and how it was at an all-time high there. I mean, look at this. All these neighboring states, Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. And you can go and read through the numbers yourself, but these numbers is staggering. And this is just reported numbers. These are just reported numbers. And I know a bunch of group of guys that, they buy their medicines on the black market. On the black market, you have a lot of these nurses and a lot of these caregivers. They sell they sell the medications, and you wonder how these diseases then they done develop a resistance to these drugs. It's just from the abuse of these medications that normally would cure these infections. These are destroyed people, man. And they're not trying to hear it either. They're literally not trying to hear it either. Let me get this Proverbs. And this is fire too. It's Proverbs 25. Proverbs 25. And a person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. A city without a defense, you're destroyed. That city could easily be destroyed, man. It's the same thing with these people with no self-control. They're destroyed, man, and they're comfortable taking others down with them. The wicked. That's who the scriptures refer to as the wicked. The scriptures refer to these as the ungodly. The scriptures refer to them as children of disobedience. Just totally, just lawless, man. Just straight up lawless. And this is the King James Version, the KJV. It says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. A bunch of just the ungodly, man, just foul as hell. Just foul as all hell. It says here, a new study shows that 7 cities in Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio have concerning numbers of STD cases. Here's what you should know. And sexually transmitted diseases and infections aren't easy to talk about. However, the stigma that comes with STDs and STIs added to the difficulty protecting people from them. The United States Babylon is currently experiencing a substantial rise. And you see here, it's just not, isn't just the city, 7 cities, but it mentioned the United States is currently experiencing a substantial rise in chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. Babylon, man. The Babylonian way. The Babylonian way. Which Babal is the Hebrew of saying Babylon, which means confusion. All right? And that's what they push, man, that confusion, so that you can continuously to go off. The number of these syphilis cases have risen nearly 30% since last year. And this isn't, I'm not giving medical advice, I'm giving spiritual advice here. YouTube, Google is quick to give you a medical strike, because those creators and those that run it are part of the problem, are part of the ungodly, part of the wicked. Just foul, man. This is part of that incontinency that the people are. That's the spirit of incontinency. That's the spirit that the people have on them. And let me look up that word, because this is actually a precept in the Apocrypha. Let me see if I can find it first. Let me see if I can look it up. It's like, yeah, I'm a terrible speller. Let me see if I can look it up first. Brother, a minute. There you go. Having or showing a lack of self-restraint or control. Let me get the precept in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra 5. Slocky, let me scroll on down. 2nd Ezra 5, in 8, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall often be sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. That's those menstruous women that got multiple baby daddies, and even, hell, there are some of these menstruous women that don't have any kids, but they the worst examples of being women, man. I have an older sister that has one child, but she didn't raise it. As soon as that baby, my niece was born, man, my mom was raising that child. I remember as a teenager, man, that was, we were stuck babysitting, and I mean young. I remember, I think I was around 13 or 14 years old, being stuck with a child, man. My sister's job, my sister's daughter, because she's out hoeing, out straight up hoeing, man. And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And now that my niece is, she's on the streets, a heroin addict and whatever other drugs she's doing, selling her ass, all this and that, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And she out there jacking, she's out there jacking. She's not in Columbus anymore, she's in Atlanta now, So did someone's work here in Columbus that she moved camp. Sad though. It's not funny. It's sad. And again, these mischievous women that are just without no constraint, none. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. No self-restraint, and you can see it's multiplying. It's just getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. And it seems to be no end to it. It literally seems to be no end to this madness, man. That's why we don't, we need this a divine intervention. That's why we need a savior. That's why we cry unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on a daily basis, all day, every day. This is hell, man. This is straight up hell we're living in. Straight up hell we're living in. Make this quick. I'm gonna make this quick. Because I have other precepts. Let me just look up this, let me see if I can find it here. I thought I had it. Come on. First Timothy 1. And 9, knowing this, that the law is not made for the righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjurers, pursers, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine, all right, this is who these messages are for. According to the glorious gospel of the blessed power, which was committed to my trust. Hold up, let me do this. Read it in the NLT. Look at this, listen to this here. For we know that the law is good when used correctly. For the law was not intended for people who do what is right. It is for people who are lawless and rebellious, who are ungodly and sinful, who consider nothing sacred. And it's the same thing. These people don't consider friendship, brotherhood, sisterhood, none of that's sacred anymore, especially amongst our people. And you examine the scriptures, going through the scriptures, man, how in the ancient world, how we were all family, man. Rather, one brother that who's a Gadite that lived in once on 10 hours away, and he's on his journey, and he's on his travels, and he needs a place to rest, and he's amongst their brethren. See, I mean, even though they don't know him, but those Jakes would take that man in, give him shelter, water, food to eat. It was nothing but love, man. Nothing but love, man. But look at this. Look at the people now. Examine the people now, man. Just monsters. They're straight up monsters, man. So it is the people who are lawless and rebellious, who are ungodly and sinful, who consider nothing sacred and defile what is holy, your body, who kill their fathers or mother or commit other murders. The law is for people who are sexually immoral. The law is for people who are sexually immoral, who practice that alphabet filth, who practice that alphabet filth, the LBG, all that madness, or are slave traders, liars, promise breakers, or who do anything else that contradicts the wholesome teachings. That's all of the ungodly. Oh, y'all can't judge. Don't judge. That's another example of those that that contradicts the wholesome teaching. That's why the world is such a goddamn mess, because everyone's taught not to judge. Just filthy and foul, man. Just filthy and straight up foul. So all this madness is coming to an end. This is just a sign of the times, man. That's all this is. This is just a sign of the times we're living in. And we're to report on these things for the world to see. We're to report on these things because they're about to receive their reward, as the scripture says. Their reward. Let me show you. Their reward. Like Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, give every man according to his works. I'm not sure if it's coming up, but what do they call it? There's the assembly of pimps that come together every year, and they give out the reward. Or is it every so many several years? It could be every year, though. Just ungodly, man. This is part of their reward, but they don't equate it as living in sin. To them, it's just, oh man, I should have protected myself better, or or they don't think nothing of it. Period. Like, oh well, let me just get some meds, and let me just go get some meds. Revelation. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. Let me see if I have some precepts under that. 22 and 12 on my Bible. Revelation 22 and 12. Revelation 22 and 12. No, I don't. I thought I did, though. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. That's a reward for wickedness and a reward for righteousness. A reward for doing and living wickedness, and a reward for doing and living righteously. You know. Let's see if I can find another one. And again, the rise in these sexually transmitted diseases and infections, that's a part of their reward. You know, that's part of the ungodly's reward. You know, but their ultimate reward is to come. There was one more though. Let's see what this 2 Peter 2:13 is. Second Peter 2:9, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation. That's through the Spirit. Okay? And to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness and despise government. Presumptuous are they, self-willed. They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Okay? Hold up. Proud. I'm not sure if that's what presumptuous means. Like being proud. Let's just look it up. Damn bugs out here. A daring man. Ooh, presumptuous. A daring man. That sounds like one of these unclean Negroes. Daring. Okay, whereas angels, which are greater in power and might, bring not railing accusations against them before the Lord, but these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness. See, I told you, there's a reward coming for everyone, even for the ungodly. All right? And there are those, man, I remember a brother, I can't even call him a brother. I remember a Jake that was on the highways and the byways, and he openly admit being an adulteress, and he straight up said, man, I ain't gonna stop being an adulterer. You know? So we just, straight up condemned him, man. You know? Because they see no wrong in it until it affects them. But you have this generation now that, I don't want no woman. I'm just gonna be sleeping around. I'm just gonna sleep around. I'm just gonna do me. Man, who taught them that shit? Who taught that foul philosophy? Who taught them that filthy, foul, way of living, man? Where'd they get that from? I'm just gonna do me. That sounds like the black woman. I'ma do me. It says, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that count it pleasure to ride in the daytime, spots they are and blemished, sporting themselves with their own deceivings, while they feast with you, having eyes full of adultery. Having eyes full of adultery. That's men and women, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children. There's a scripture that tells you that the children of adulterers shall come to naught, or I know I'm roughly paraphrasing it, but children of adulterers that shall be destroyed. Children of adulterers. It's in the Apocrypha, though. Yeah, this is bad, man. This is just bad. So continue on praying for deliverance, man. Because this nightmare is about over. Shalom.